Hey there, welcome back to Creepy Encounters. In today's video, always look before you open a door. The neighbor. A new creepy friend. It was a warm spring evening in 1989 suburbia and I just celebrated my 9th birthday the previous day. The evening consisted of me trying on my new clothes from Units, Please Tell Me You Remember That Store, and dancing around my bedroom to Milli Vanilli. My first CD ever. I felt so adult. So much like an adult that my parents left myself and my 12-year-old brother home alone for reasons I don't remember. There are 5 kids in my family, so I suspect one of my siblings had some sport or singing crap and they decided to leave the youngest 2 kids home for a bit. Or it was 1989 and parents didn't give a shit. Either way, I knew the rules. I knew to keep the front door locked, don't run with scissors and matches are for outdoor fires only, etc. Plus, my friend Stephanie who lived a few houses away planned on coming over. All is well, right? Around 9:30 p.m., I heard a knock at the door. I excitedly ran down the stairs and swung the front door open without looking through the glass since I thought I knew who it was. Instead of Stephanie being at my door, I found myself face to face with a tall 40 to 50-year-old man dressed in a dark gray mechanic's onesie suit. A short curly black wig, Groucho Marx glasses. You know, with the plastic nose piece, bushy eyebrows and mustache connected to the glasses. He had a few books in his hand. No car. No idea who this dude is, but part of me thought it was a joke. So I smiled. He asked me if my dad was home. I said no. The man said he was deaf and quickly moved closer, bringing himself nearly in my house and inches from my face. I instantly started to panic. I loved watching current affair and unsolved mysteries with my mom and knew bad shit happens in the world. I needed to keep him from coming in. I needed to build distance so he couldn't grab me and I needed to find my brother that's supposed to be watching me. My mind was spinning, but my body was frozen. The man asked if my mom was home. I said yes, I think so, and told him I would go get her. I partially closed the door while I looked for my mom. I ran downstairs into the basement to find my 12-year-old brother that I knew could take care of any situation. Problem was, my brother fell asleep on the floor watching TV and he's a real bitch to wake up. I pushed politeness aside and lifted up his shoulders and started shaking the frick out of him like a rag doll. It felt like minutes as I tried to wake my brother up. Which eventually he does. I tell him the situation, and that he has to come upstairs with me. Up we go and sure enough the dude is still standing on the porch. The dude asks my brother if my mom is home, but this time he started backing up and no longer was deaf. He changed and was very much in retreat mode. As my brother told him no and to leave, since he's 12 and can handle an adult man, the man backstepped to the last stair on our porch and said, You really shouldn't open the door when your parents aren't home, and quickly turned and ran fast across our lawn. My brother and I locked the front door and decided to call the police. The police were so freaked out about it that the officer hauled ass in his cruiser past our house looking for this dude in minutes. My brother and I sat in the dark, peeking out of the blinds as we hoped the man really left. The officer pulled over a car in the neighborhood, but this person didn't match our description. The police searched our neighborhood, but never found this man. I never saw him again either. My brother and I thought we would be in trouble for opening the door, which could result in more parental supervision, and decided not to tell my parents. The police also didn't tell my parents. I did tell my mom about this night some 20 years later and asked her if she set up some sort of stranger danger type test for us. She was mortified and had no idea what I was talking about. I will never forget that night when I felt that deep and intense intuitive feeling of something bad is going to happen for the first time ever. To this day, I still wonder what his intentions were. I wanted to share this story and see if anyone had similar stories. It's something that weirdly has haunted me my whole life and taught me a valuable lesson. Look first before you open your door. This happened about 7 years ago. I was living with a friend. We were sharing a small apartment with a balcony. So someday, a man moved into the apartment next to ours. He came to introduce himself and he seemed nice at first. But my opinion didn't last long. He started to invite himself to our place, staying for hours even though we'd give him hints that we wanted him to leave. We didn't really want to seem rude, but also we didn't really want to hang out with him, so we started avoiding him and pretending we were not here where he'd ring at our door. Also, we saw him following us in town, but we thought we were being paranoid and we had no proof. But someday, or should I say some night, my friend had left for a few days to see her family. I was watching South Park in bed. I was about to sleep, so the lights were turned off. The glass door of the balcony was closed, but the shutters weren't entirely closed. I saw light coming from the balcony. At first I really thought I was seeing things, but I saw the light getting closer to the glass door. I got scared, so what did I do as a 18 years old girl? I chose to hide under blankets, of course. Then I called my mom. I swear this is really what I did. Honestly, I really don't know why I did that instead of just calling the police. I guess I was so scared that I lost control. I just remember I absolutely did not want that person to see me. I guess it worked because when I looked through the blanket I didn't see any more light. That person left. I was relieved and ran to close the shutters entirely. I'm pretty sure this was our neighbor, the person there. It was easy for him to get on our balcony as he was next to our separated part with frosted glass and part with a small fence. Also, as I wrote, we've seen him following us. Again, I had no proof, so I didn't do anything. Luckily, it's been the last time I saw him. A few days later, a woman rang our bell to ask us about that strange neighbor, asking us if we've seen him lately. So I told her what happened and that I think it might be him. She said it was probably him, that he actually was mentally disturbed, that she was his doctor and that he had disappeared the day I last saw him. She asked if we could call her if we got to see him so she can get him back to hospital. We exchanged our phone numbers and she left. She called the next day to tell us she found him, and then we've never heard about him again. I'd like to start off by saying I have a monotonous life. I spend my time playing Counter-Strike and working in a factory. I'm happy, so it doesn't really bother me, but my new friend has made me realize how much I appreciate being solitary to an extent. It started off as a normal day, but I just felt as if I needed some fresh air, so I walked to the shop. On the way I was faced with another man walking in the same direction. He starts his conversation by saying, "Howdy neighbor, this is only odd because I live in the UK, and when we face other people out in the world we normally just scrunch our lips and nod." Back to the point I reply, "Oakley dokley, how about you?" And he starts rambling on about his day. I just zone out, but he said something that caught my attention. He noted that you should get ready for the New World Order. I responded by saying, "Already ahead, mate." He then proceeded to tell me he has a whole load of harmful chemicals and weapons hidden in various different locations. Absolutely not a normal human, but I was fascinated as to what he meant by the New World Order. At this point we both walk into the shop. I get my stuff and pay, but he's in front of me and he buys a full plastic bag full of beans, peas and all-day breakfast tins. As I'm walking out I've noticed he's waiting for me and I ask what's the New World Order, and what he told me was absolutely crazy, but it made sense. He told me about how all the celebrities are just puppets and they're controlled by elites, through means of blackmail. He thinks celebrities are forced to do initiations to become the top celebs, as in having sex with minors, murder and so forth. He also elaborated how Epstein was the person behind recording the celebs for blackmail. At this point I've been walking for a good 15 minutes and I'm close to my home, and he's still with me. I'm getting nervous but I don't say anything. He then goes on about how the news is to brainwash people and how it's just to create fear in the community. He told me we're all going to end up with chips that are electronic and are the mark of the beast, in his words. The chip will contain currency, therefore turning everyone into slaves. He then says, the rest of the US, emphasis on the US, will all meet up and we will be the survivors. I then say, right, I'm headed this way, and walk the long way home in order to not show this freak the way I walk home, and he said, alright, it was nice chatting, I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more real-life creepy encounters around the world. See you in the next video. Bye.